All right, we're back. Um, okay. So first of all, I gotta put the music back on. There we go. All right, cool. So let's pull this shit up again. All right. So where do we leave off? Oh, we left off on a funny one. The next
that be?
album is Trap Soul by Bryson Tiller. I listened to that this year.
Ah.
It was all right. I didn't like it very much.
By the way, for everyone listening, I realized something whenever I took a break to grab my food just now.
Yeah.
We ended off like just after talking about Smino album.
Yeah.
That shit came out 3 days before Halloween. So
Yes.
everything after that we'll listen to in the last 2 months. Just want to clarify that for everybody.
There are 56 lines left on this page.
Okay.
This just shows what I do in my spare time at college. It's not a whole lot besides listen to music. Okay, so Bryson Tiller. It was not low tier because it wasn't actively terrible. It was just like mid. I'd put it like here. All right, next up, Niagara by Red Veil. Great album.
Yeah, very good.
I really enjoyed it. I did not like it as much as Learn to Swim, obviously, because Learn to Swim is up here. But I would certainly put Niagara in like this kind of category, like right here, maybe. That sounds good. All right, next up. Oh, Cam. Oh, Cam. Next up is Her Loss.
So what's the next album?
After Her Loss?
Yeah, what's the next album?
It's a really weird one that I'm gonna have to talk about because I don't think any of you have heard except maybe Finn.
Okay.
I'm
just trying to tell you to skip Her Loss because I ain't even got shit to say. Except for
Can you hit
hey
a
Josh,
little?
you hit a little rich flex for me? Yeah.
Nah, he ain't about that. I'll put it there. There we go.
Wow, it avoided low tier.
Yeah, wasn't that bad. It was just not
Pretty
good.
bad, man.
By the way, quick pause. I'm pausing the music too because this is really fucking important. I saw while I was on break, Chillin' Dude 829 has returned to streaming. Everybody,
No fucking way. What?
he's back. Chillin' Dude 829, months after suffering a life-threatening stroke, has returned to streaming Super Smash Bros. Melee. Oh
That's
my
sick.
god! Wow. Holy shit! He beat that shit. He did it. That's such a heartwarming story. All
Beat
right.
the near-death allegations.
Okay. Next up is I don't know where I found this album, but wait, did I talk to you? I might have talked to Cam about this. I don't remember. But it's I don't know how to pronounce this. It's the Darude Column, I think. It's this guitar player from the UK.
Okay.
I listened to The Return of the Darude Column. It's very interesting. It's pretty much like a solo guitar album. The song Sketch for Summer off that album is incredible, but the whole album is very unique. It's the kind of it's very like, you like this if you're like really into music, I think, but it's kind of weird if you're not really like into it, but I thought it was cool. I would put it like probably like here. Was it good? All right, next up, do y'all know about Sean?
Yes.
I listened through Homie, their album this year. It's really good. I wasn't like super on my math rock shit before that, but they may have just put me on it. It's quite good. I'm gonna put it like, it's like pretty high up, low key. It's like here, I think. I enjoyed it quite a bit. All right. Next up, The Dream Is Over by Pup. I know Cam fucks with one of the songs that I sent him off this. that song.
No, I listened to the full album. This album's very good.
It's very good, right? It's really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's super solid. Big fan of the punk rock shit.
Yeah. Sadly I didn't listen to Dogleg this year, so I can't chill them.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, Dogleg's great. They'd be in my top 5 up here for sure.
Yeah, take this as a Dogleg chill, everybody.
Yeah, but this album's also great. I really like Familiar Patterns off this album. I would put it's below a Whole Lot of Red. The Gatekeeper, you know.
Yeah.
I'd put it like here. I like it more than Nothing Was the Same. I'll say that. All right. Next up, Apocalypse by Thundercat.
Ooh, okay.
Have I talked about this to you, Cam?
I know you're like heavy on your Thundercat shit.
So this album, the whole story with this one is, do you know about Austin Peralta? So you know Austin Peralta died very young. He was on the same label as Thundercat and everything.
You and I have talked about this.
I know, I'm just like repeating it
for the fans, etc.
But he and Thundercat got to be pretty good friends. They worked together a lot. Some great music came out of that, by the way. And Austin Peralta's only album that got released on streaming is on here later. But basically Thundercat released Apocalypse as a tribute. Most of that album is a tribute to Austin Peralta. Mm-hmm. It's really like heavy shit. Yeah. But it's very like, it's way more like electronic than all of Thundercat's shit. And it's really old. It came out in 2013. But my god, that album is so good. It goes like, it's like up here, honestly. I listened to that album so much this year. Mm-hmm. And even I listened to it like 3 months ago, and I've been like playing the shit out of it ever since.
I can confirm. I see that shit in Will's listening all the time.
Yeah. It's because it's literally because and literally most of the listening is Tenfold, Heartbreaks and Setbacks, and A Message for Austin. It's literally just those 3 songs. The whole rest of the album is phenomenal too, though. It's better than Chris Patrick. I'm gonna put it like here. Yeah. All right. Next up, we have the self-titled from Standing on the Corner. Now, I found this album because Spotify recommended it to me for like a month straight, and I finally just listened to it, and it wasn't bad. I liked it. It was very like, Finn, I feel like you would like this album if you haven't heard it.
Which album, sorry?
I'll send you a link. I'll put it in a VC text, but it's the self-titled by Standing on the Corner.
All right, have a look.
I'll send it to VC text, but it's very I enjoyed it. I thought it was good, especially the front half was very good. But yeah, it's not bad. It's a solid high tier, I would say. I'm going to make like
okay, I just listened to a couple seconds of each of the first 3 tracks. I'm going to like this.
Yeah, you're going to like it, I think. Oh, whoops, that's Spotify link. Yeah, but it's yeah, but like I don't know. I just kind of finally listened to it one day, and I really enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. Okay, so next up, the first Mike album of the year. Out of a few. By the Water, a 4-song EP from 2017, I believe, featuring in particular the song "God's With Me," which holy shit.
Yeah, this is a very good album.
Yeah, I would put it probably right here, and it's only there because there's another one that I want to put higher from later on. All right, so next up, we're back on the fucking like punk rock shit. I listened through 2 albums by Prince Daddy and the Hyenas, which is a very funny band name. But
wait, you've listened to Paranoid before?
Yeah.
Oh, I like them a lot. They're pretty good.
No, I got the recommendation from Max, I think around the same time you did.
Oh, you've listened to AKG has great music too. I really like him.
Where the fuck do I? What the fuck did I just copy? Let me paste it here again. Right.
I recognize so many of these songs here. The Sade plus MF Doom one. I recognize
Yeah,
one.
that one's so good, right?
That one's so good, man.
Yeah. All right. I'll probably put it like this one, like here. No. Like here. And then the second one, maybe like
Is this like an overall ranking of every single thing you listened to over 2022?
yeah,
Yes.
there's gonna be like 175 in total. I kind
We've
of
just been sitting here talking about them going down his list.
yeah, because Cam and I were gonna talk about it anyway, but now we're here. All right, next up, one more. That's I listened to an album by the Delvon Lamar Organ Trio, which is literally just like a jazz organ trio, which is awesome. Cam, have I told you how much I love jazz organ?
I may have heard it once or twice. Yeah.
It's my favorite. It's easily one of my favorite instruments. I love that sound so much. That being said, it was one of the least memorable things I listened to this year. So I'd
I'm
probably
super
put it, like,
surprised
here.
808s and Heartbreaks is something you haven't listened to until now.
Yeah, I mean that's what other people said, but honestly, this year was a big catch up year for me. I listened through a whole lot of shit just to catch up. All right, Cam.
Mhm.
The next album is Joy as an Act of Resistance. Say what you got to
All right.
say.
All right. So you talked about Injury Reserve earlier because
Yep.
I went to see them in concert. They were the opener for these guys.
Mhm.
So this I had never heard of Idols before I went to this concert,
Yeah.
and I didn't listen to anything going in. This shit had me like, this shit had me going all night. It was so incredible.
Yeah.
And it's really like I talked to our boy Jake about it because he's been a long time listener of theirs.
Yeah, Jake, aka Mad Dog, for those
Mad
unaware.
Dog, yeah. So he was telling me like we both have not been able to find anything that really hits the same way these guys do. It's like
Yeah.
super bass heavy punk rock.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Cam, Crawler is also on here. It's coming up.
Yeah, I figured it was.
Did you know Kenny Beats helped master that album?
I did.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. So yeah, this album's amazing. I highly recommend it. It has one of the strongest like opening runs of any album I've ever heard.
Yeah.
First like 5 tracks in a row
Yeah.
are absolutely amazing.
Uh-huh. I can only imagine hearing that live. They probably go hard live.
Where
Oh my
where
god, dude.
These sound system, is that like a shoegaze band or something?
What's up?
They're kind of shoegazy, yeah. They're a little bit hard to exactly pin down. If you like shoegaze, you'd like them.
LCD sound system. It reminds me of like, is that like in the same genre as stuff like Slow Dive and stuff like that? Is that where you'd categorize them?
It's more pop than either of those, honestly.
Yeah.
It's a solid album, but it's really not the same as any of that. All right. Next up, Cam, this is one you sent me. This is Jocking the Divine, bro.
Yeah, this album was crazy.
Yeah,
This
no,
album
he's
snuck up on me out of nowhere.
He's insane. He's insane. It's just. Where is he from? Can you tell me that?
I have no idea. Let me see if it's on his Spotify profile.
Cause I don't know where the fuck you found this guy, but oh my god, he made like soul sample. Cam sent me this and it was like soul sample hip hop with this guy I've never heard of before, and he had crazy bars, and it was just like, oh my god, hello. Like this is me. This is what I listen to, you know.
I'm not seeing where he's from.
Hold on. Let me look it up on Google.
Brooklyn.
Okay, that actually makes a hell of a lot of sense.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, no, that album was awesome. Next up is actually Crawler, which I didn't like as much as Joy as an Act of Resistance, but Crawler did win Rock Album of the Year. So
Fine Beagle.
Oh,
I
did
like
it
that.
really?
Yes.
I like that one.
I didn't know that. Shit.
Which one? Oh, Flying Beagle. Yeah, Flying Beagle's good.
Mint Gems, I've heard that one too.
Yeah, Mint Jams is great. All right. Where do I put this? I guess like here probably.
I'd say about there is fair.
Yeah. All right. Next up, I listened to. So can you tell what type of bag I was in? The next one's an Origami Angel album, Cam.
Oh.
This one was good. This one was good. I like this one.
Yeah.
And the one after this is Rise Against. So that should tell you where I'm really at.
Yeah. No, I.
You know, there was a time this semester where I was really remembering my like Guitar Hero 3 roots, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, the Origami Angel album belongs like here. It was pretty good. I liked it, but it was nothing like crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, next up, The Sufferer and the Witness by Rise Against. I actually really liked this album.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was very good. It's not like top tier, but all of the songs on there were good, legitimately. This of course is the album with the Prayer of the Refugee as well, which is a classic Guitar Hero song, you know. That's where everybody knows it from.
Yeah.
But no, I liked it. I thought it was good. I'd put it like just below like Zappa. Like the last Zappa album, like here, yeah. Alright, next up. This is one of the albums that I was saying could potentially challenge the super top tiers.
Oh yeah.
And that's Aquemini by Outkast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because
Fair.
holy shit. How did I not listen to this for so long? It's so good.
Yeah.
First year you ever listened to that album?
Yeah, it was this year.
That's crazy.
I think I'd put it third.
Yeah. It is
It
fucking
was-
incredible.
It's so good.
Yeah. I finally like I've always like agreed with the take that Andre 3000 is like one of the best to ever do it, but after listening to this album, I'm like double
yeah.
convinced.
Yeah.
Like
No, I mean,
holy fuck.
Super unrelated to anything we're talking about, but if you ask me like who my top 5 are, Andre is in the top 3.
Yeah. Who are your top 5? Let's hear it.
It's like it's super subjective to the day.
I know
And
Jid's
also
on there.
It's also subjective to how you're asking the question,
I don't
because
just give me a top 5.
Yeah.
Man. Come on.
if you want like my top 5 favorites, it's gonna be no particular order: Andre, Jid, Kendrick, and then probably I'd honestly probably say Biggie
Okay. Sure.
and maybe Wayne.
Remind me who your top 2 were again. It was Kendrick and who?
Kendrick, Andre, Jid.
Kendrick,
Again,
Andre,
this
Jid,
is
Biggie,
unordered.
Wayne.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. I'm not saying I disagree because I think those are good picks. I just think that's interesting. Because I'd for sure, from that era, I think I'd for sure have Nas over Big.
I
don't know,
get it.
though.
I just think that
Big was like very influential as well, though, is the thing.
yeah.
Hmm.
And I don't know, you kind of get into the issue of like Nas was good, but he didn't have many great projects outside of those 2 really big albums.
Yeah, because he had Illmatic and he had what's the name of the second one? What's the name of the second one? Oh fuck.
Well, there's Stillmatic and there's the other
Yeah.
one.
It was written.
It was
It was
written.
written.
Yeah, there you
Before.
go. Yeah.
It was written. That's right.
Yeah. But I think Nas is like, I think he's very consistent over time, which is cool. He kind of falls in the same kind of like, he falls in a category that's like very like consistency over like peaks. But, not you got me thinking now.
This for a different video.
I know. I'm gonna be thinking about this the whole time though. I hope you know that.
That's fair.
So next up, Jake Got to Me. I listened through a Viagra Boys album. Jake Got to Me. I listened through Street Worms.
Yup. This album's so good.
That album fucks. Yeah, it's awesome.
It's really good.
Yeah, I would unironically put it like really high. I think it's very good.
Yes, it's so good.
All right. So next up, we have the two Brockhampton albums, The Family and TM, which I preferred The Family to TM, but I didn't like either that much. I think it's I think from a music standpoint, I didn't really like either, but I think the context that it gives for the group is it's important.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'd put The Family like here, and I'd put TM like here, or even lower maybe. No, that's fine. And this needs to be higher. What the fuck? How'd this get down here? This needs to be like here. Yeah. All right. Next up. Finally, it can all fit on one page. Holy shit. This is like just December, by the way, what we're looking at right now.
Yeah.
This is we have the Black Album by Jay-Z.
Yep.
Did you realize what you were getting into today, Cam?
I did.
Okay. So you were down for all this?
Uh-huh.
Okay. You were a real one, man. You were a real one, man. All right. I'm putting it top of high tier. I really like most of this album, but it's not quite the same as the stuff above it for me.
I'll keep it 100. It should be way higher than that, in my opinion.
I mean, I know it's great. It's gonna go higher on re-listens. I guarantee it. But
yeah, that's fair.
For now, I mean, I guess the highest I could see myself putting it right now is like probably here, which is still pretty high, I think. But maybe it deserves to go like up here. I don't know. I need to re-listen to it. I know it's a great album.
It is.
It's like it's really like it's definitely my favorite Hove album by like a lot.
Yeah.
Except for maybe Watch the Throne. If you really do, you count Watch the Throne? I guess you do.
You do, but I don't even think it's on the level.
Fair enough. Yeah. No, I definitely understand. I just really like Watch the Throne.
Yeah, it's good though. I agree.
All right. King's Disease 3. It was solid.
It was okay. I don't know. It's
like
none of the King's Disease albums have wowed me.
Yeah, it's a solid project. There's nothing offensive about it. It's just it's good music, but it's like not great music, you know?
Yeah.
This is a very cool album. If you haven't heard Jiro Inagaki and Soul Media, you should check them out. They make great funk soul music. I found them on YouTube because of my YouTube recommended, which is how I found a lot of albums this year, actually. But yeah, they belong like here. It was a great album. They did a song, Funky Stuff by Kool and the Gang.
Yeah.
One of the songs on the album, the reason why it's named that is because one of the songs on the album is a cover of Funky Stuff, and it's a very good cover.
That's cool.
Yeah. All right. Next up. Oh, Cam. It's time for his second album. It's time for Mike's second album. Here we go.
Alright, go ahead, do your thing.
Weight of the World. Alright. Weight of the World by Mike. What a great album. Why do you hate him so much? What's going on?
I don't hate him. I really don't. I just like making fun of you.
Okay, fair enough. You got it. Alright, low-key, this album is so good. Like, the more I listen to it, the more I realize how actually talented this guy is, and how, like, the type of music he makes is really unique, I think. The way that he releases his music is really unique, too, I think. Like, he releases a lot of, like, minute-and-a-half long songs, and then randomly there are songs like, let me remember the name. And then randomly there are songs like fucking, where is this? There's one that's like, oh, it's off, is it off Make God Bless Your Hustle? Yeah, it is. Then there's randomly songs like Forever Find Flight that are like 6 minutes with like 4 beat switches, and it's like, what's going on? This is awesome. But yeah, the next album on this is May God Bless Your Hustle after this too, and I really like both of them. I think they both belong somewhere up here. But I liked Weight of the World just slightly more, I think. I put that one there. And I put that one like here. Alright, next up, Black Swan. Hey.
Yeah.
I remember the first time you tried to get me to listen to this, I was undergoing heat stroke in a car in Rice Lake, Wisconsin.
Oh, nice.
And so I didn't actually listen to it then.
Mm-hmm.
But I listen to it now, and I like it now probably way more than I would have then.
That makes sense.
So yeah.
Yeah, we kind of already talked about this.
We
but
did, yeah. We don't have to say. I just wanted to tell that story.
That is good. Yeah, no. Album's fire. Go listen to it.
Yes,
Straight
Black Swan is higher than this for sure. I don't know why I put it here. It's Black Swan is like, where's Drake? Nope, higher than Drake. It's not higher than the Black Album. It's like here.
Okay.
All right. Endless Planets, Austin Peralta. If you haven't heard this, go listen to it. It's like jazz fusion, but like contemporary jazz fusion meets like movie soundtrack meets like outer space. It's really fucking cool. And it's like, it's proof to me that if Austin Peralta was alive for longer, he would have done some really incredible things. He already did do some incredible things, but he would have been at a much higher level than even this. But yeah, I really like this album. It belongs like it's like there. Alright, next up, Telephone by No Name. Cam, you know about this album.
Yeah. No, this album's good. No Name's
is
really fucking solid.
Yeah, No Name's great. I'd put it solidly like up here, I think.
Yeah, if you're talking about like, if you're talking about more of like the conscious rapper scene, I feel like she's really kind of a figurehead of that.
Yeah.
Sort of the type of shit that like, I don't know, people will say J. Cole should be the figurehead of that, but I don't find him to be a conscious rapper on most of his solo stuff. But yeah, I think this, like, she makes some really good tracks that will make you fucking think.
Yeah. I agree. I was really impressed with this album. I didn't know what to expect going into it, but coming out of it, I was like, wow, all right, awesome.
Yeah, very, very good.
Yeah. Next up is another person that I found. Okay, this is a weird story because I listened to one of this guy's albums last year because I found him because Madlib sampled him on Accordion. And
No, this is
it's Daedalus, yeah. And I figured out this year that he is on the same label as Thundercat.
Oh shit.
And so I listened through, I was like, oh shit. And so I listened through another one of his albums. This one was Righteous Fists of Harmony. And it's just as cool as his other one. I think he makes some of the most unique sounding music out there. Have you listened to any of his stuff?
I don't think so, no.
I'll send you 2 albums after this.
Mm-hmm.
I think I listened through Invention was the name of the album last year. And there's a song on there where he samples like a printer or something. And it's like fucking cool because the printer is just like part of the percussion.
Yeah.
It's fucking
like
cool. Like, it's so interesting. And then yeah, but I found him like basically through Mad Villainy and then again through Thundercat. So that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, this album, Righteous Fists of Harmony, I didn't think it was as good as Invention, but I did like it. I'd solidly put it like here. or maybe like here. All right, next up, Cam. This is another one of the albums that I said might compete with the super top tiers.
Yeah.
This one is Control by SZA.
Yeah.
You like this album. You really like this album. This
Fucking
is
love this album.
Is this your favorite album?
It's really high on the list. It is very high on the list of my all-time albums.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, shit, I actually forgot that I'd have to talk about Control. Yeah, I think, first of all, the thing that always stands out to me about this album is how it starts and how it ends, in particular. The first 3 tracks and the last 3 tracks are by far the best part of the album.
I remember the first 3 tracks were really I already knew I was gonna like it because I like most of the things you like, but going into it I was like, yeah, you know, I don't really listen to many like singer albums, you know. But I went into it and I listened to the first track, and the first track hooked me.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, yeah, no, I like this already. So. But yeah, Control was phenomenal.
I think the Supermodel and 20 something using practically the same instrumental is one of like, I don't know, that's just one thing about the album that always like sticks in my head as being this very circular thing. And then I also have a couple things I'd like to say about this album when we get to SOS.
Okay.
Because there's certain through lines that I think are very interesting.
Okay. Do you have more you want to say now, or because I'm gonna give a little bit and then we can move on.
I feel like I don't want to say much.
Sure. I'd put it solidly like here, I think, for me.
Yeah.
I thought it was very good, but I like the things above it like much more. By the way, I want you to know, if I listened to Drunk by Thundercat this year, it'd be like here.
Yeah.
But I listened to that like a while ago.
Yeah, I know you fuck with that album really heavy.
Yeah. Next up, an album that I actually thought I listened through, but I went and looked at the track list and I was like, oh, no, I didn't. I just heard Weight Off, I think. It's a 99.9% by Kaytranada.
Oh, okay.
That album is Glowed Up. I didn't know Glowed Up was on that album, but now that I know Glowed Up is on that album, I really like that album. So I'm gonna put this needs to go high, right? Like I really fucked with this year. It was it's just such a crazy vibe, right? Like the Kaytranada just has this fucking like dance pulse like in all their music that's just like it makes it really like engaging, and it really drives the pulse like into you, which I think is so. I think that kind of music is like I really like rhythmic stuff like a lot.
Yeah.
So I think that was what hooked me at the beginning. And I think there's a couple songs where the use of like 808s is like really unique and interesting. I think, in particular, I really like the way the instrumental sounds on Glowed Up. I think that's really like it's in the pocket in like a really fresh way. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Next up, Tana Talk 4.
So I forget what album I said this about earlier. It was D-Day I said it about earlier. I called Stick the best opening track of the year. I forgot that this album had the opening track it does.
The album has Johnny P's Caddy as the opening track, yes.
Yeah, it's this one. I fucking lied.
So Tana Talk 4 is ridiculous, to say the least. It's out of this might be I don't know if I'd say that.
I'd say this is the best Griselda album that came out this year.
I was gonna say like ever, but I'm trying to think.
Ever. Okay.
I think I personally still like Pray for Paris more, but I don't know.
I'd say it's between this, Pray for Paris, and WWCD.
Yeah. I think Canon Talk 4 is just, it's Benny the Butcher ascending to a new level.
Yeah.
Right.
This dude is ridiculously talented, and he
Yeah.
shows all of it off here.
Like, and the song I was talking about earlier, Feature of the Year with J. Cole, that's on Johnny P's Caddy. I remember hearing this single and being like, oh my fucking god. Because the single came out so long before the album. And everybody was just like, oh my, is this what's happening on this album? And it totally was what was happening on this album.
Yeah.
Which was...
No, it's insane how good this album was. It's another thing, like it's the same shit as Forever Story, where like everyone knew this album was going to be amazing. And then it still exceeded every single expectation.
Yeah. Alright, next up, Laughing So Hard It Hurts by Mavi. This was the first Mavi album I ever listened to, and I fucked with it. I remember this came out this year. I remember messaging you and being like, oh shit. Like, you gotta listen to this Mavi tape if you haven't yet.
I think I still haven't.
Probably because when I messaged you, I think you were busy when I messaged you or something, and you just forgot.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
you should listen to it because it's a great album.
Okay, I'll try and remember.
That reminds me, I forgot to put the other album I listened to that night, which we'll get to in a second. But yeah, the Mavi album was phenomenal. I was a huge fan. I think it solidly belongs here because there's another Mavi album coming up that I like more. The other album that I listened to that night was so I made the mistake of asking Twitter for album recommendations.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody recommended me a Paramore album, so that's how I ended up listening to After Laughter.
Oh. That's actually really funny.
I understand why people like it, but it is not for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
It's like it's so far from the best Paramore album too.
Yeah. It's like I still liked parts of it, but I just don't like Paramore, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to put it in
like
low tier. I'm not going to put it in low tier because it's like objectively not down there. But I'd put it like here. Alright, next up, ATLiens.
Yup.
I mean, again, like, come on. Come on, bro. I think, is it 13th Floor off this album? I really fuck with 13th Floor, Growing Old. That song is so good. And Elevators and fucking the title track, ATLiens, like, come on. Come on. Outkast doesn't miss.
No, there's nothing we're gonna be able to say about this that hasn't been said a billion times before.
It's Andre 3000 and Big Boy like at their peaks.
This is extreme fucking gas.
It might be better than Aquemini. I'm not sure. Like, it's really good.
I still like Aquemini more personally, but I think both of them they're really close. I think.
Yeah.
I'd put it like just a little bit below Aquemini. All right, this is the Mavi album I liked more. Let the Sun Talk. Cam, do you know about this album?
I actually do. I have listened to this one.
Let the Sun Talk is great.
This is a good album. Yeah.
Mavi does great work.
Mm-hmm.
What did I hear first? I heard Love of Money first, I think. And then I heard Love of Money, and then I heard Daylight Savings and Ghost in the Shell, and I liked all three of those.
Mm-hmm.
And then I listened, and then Sense, and then I listened to the rest of the album. So I was like, I think I have to at this point. And it's just good. Like, it's just solid music. Like, I'm gonna put it like here. It's a little better than Laughing So Hard It Hurts, but Mavi's coming up, I think. All right, next up, Cam. This is Come So, all right. You know which album it is already.
Yeah. All right.
All right, let's talk about it.
So it's SOS, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So for the record, I don't like this as much as I liked Control, because that's a ridiculously high bar. And this is also one of the few albums that Will and I just kind of strictly disagree on. Not like completely so, but we have very different opinions on like different parts of the album.
Because I remember when you first messaged me about this, like we both listened to it the night it came out, right? And the next day we talked about it, and Cam said, "Oh, you know, I thought the first half was kind of weak, but the back half was great." And I was like, "Really?" Because I thought the first half was great, but the back half was kind of weak.
So a thing that we both agreed on, and that basically everyone I've talked to about this album has also agreed on, is this should have been 2 albums, really.
Yes.
I think. You take the opening track through to Smokin' on My X-Pac. You make the majority of those songs like a minute longer, first of all, because all of those initial tracks were way too short for how good a lot of the beats were. You take those, make them full length, and that's an album. And then you go Ghost in the Machine through to the end, except you drop the last track, because what the fuck was ODB doing on this album?
Yeah, I did not like the ODB feature.
You go from Ghost in the Machine to Good Days, which also really probably shouldn't have been on the album, but it's fine. And you make that its own album. And I would really fucking love the album that starts off with Ghost in the Machine. So yeah, this album had me in my bag, can't lie.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. My take on this album is it had a few very standout tracks, but overall I was kind of disappointed by it.
It was too cluttered. This is the other album I was thinking of when I said this earlier. This album has too many tracks.
Yes.
And it really detracts from what a lot of the good stuff on here could have been.
Yeah. It's this and like there's a bunch of albums that were like that. I think Her Loss is an example of that too. Because there were good tracks on Her Loss, but there was so much bullshit.
Yeah.
That listening to it was funny, so I was okay with it.
Yeah, right.
But like, you know, it wasn't the same. It wasn't like Nothing Was the Same, where it's just a compact like 13 tracks, you know. And you get through it and you end with like Pound Cake, Paris Morton music, and it's like, oh shit, you know. But it's the same kind of thing with like Control was pretty long too, if I remember right.
It's only like 12 to 15 songs, I think.
Oh, okay, that's not so bad.
It's under an hour.
I thought I remembered it being longer. Never mind that. All right.
So just real quick, the one thing I wanted to say about, I was going to wait until we got to this to talk about it with Control. One of the things that really stands out to me about this album, and this single-handedly really bumps up the album in my mind, along with a couple other tracks. Special, off of SOS, there's sort of like, I want to say it's almost like a 3-song cycle of 2 songs off Control, Supermodel and Normal Girl, into Special. I don't know if you heard this too when you listen to this. But those 3 songs, when you like isolate them and put them together, are a very, very powerful statement about like destructive relationships. And it was something that really heavily stood out to me. Destructive relationships, and primarily your relationship with yourself.
Yeah. I remember that off Control, but I didn't hear it as I don't know if it's just because it was my first listen, but I think I missed it on SOS.
Okay, so what I want you to do after this, or at some point tonight, is go listen to Supermodel, and then listen to Normal Girl, and then go to SOS and listen to Special.
Okay.
And that it'll click. I know for a fact it'll click for you.
Okay. I can do that, yeah.
Right. That's the last thing I wanted to say there, though. I think this was a very solid album. It's it doesn't quite hit like that upper echelon of shit that came out this year for me.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel too. I to the point where I think I'm gonna put it like I'm gonna put it down like here, I think.
I think that's fair.
Maybe like
I think I'd have it about in the same area as yeah, I think that's fair.
Alright, next up, Metro Boomin. I listened to this. It was a playlist, but it had a couple good tracks.
I listened to a couple things off of this, yeah.
It's not a bad album. It's very like Metro in that it's inoffensive and there's a lot of features, but it's like
Yeah.
it's still like good, I thought.
Mhm.
I'd still put it solidly like here, I think.
Yeah.
But it's
This
like
is also, for the record, if you include the fact that this was released with all the instrumentals, this is a super fucking cluttered album.
yes. I didn't listen to just the instrumentals.
Yeah, I don't think there's really any reason to.
There's
I don't know
not really,
why
no.
you put that out with this album. Like,
I don't know.
Young Thug went crazy on this album.
Yes, he
I'll say
did.
that.
What was that one song? It was like what was that one song? Feel the Fire, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, Feel the Fire.
The one with
That was,
ASAP. The one with ASAP.
Yeah, that was with Rocky. Yeah.
Yeah, the one with ASAP was crazy. I like that one a lot. All right. Anyway, so I'm gonna get through these two quickly so that we can talk. Or I'm gonna get through these three quickly actually, so that we can talk about something big after this. Because this is an album I know both of us fuck with. The first, so I listened through a couple classical saxophone albums, you know, because I'm a saxophone player. You can tune me out if you want. I'm just a fucking nerd, but Time in Motion by the Fukio Ensemble features some of my favorite classical saxophone recordings ever. It's very good. That being said, I don't really like listen to that stuff regularly, so I'd probably put it like in here. Probably like here. And then Zach Fox dropped a surprise EP a little bit ago, and somebody described.
Wait, what?
He did, bro. It's called Wood Tip.
I didn't know about this shit.
Yeah, he did. Somebody on Twitter described it as you're having intercourse with your socks on, so that sounds like Zach Fox.
Yeah, that sounds right.
But it's like, this music is not to be listened to. It is only this music was made to like. It's fucking music. I'll be honest with you. But I mean, it's Zach Fox, so I can't not like it, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put it like solidly here. No, I feel bad doing that. Like here. And then I also listened through Victory Lap by Nipsey Hussle this year.
Yeah.
Which solid album, like really good album, I thought.
Very, very good.
I'd put it like up here, honestly. I really fucked with it.
Mhm.
I think I think I understand, like, after listening to that album and reading some stuff, like, why people talk about Nipsey in the way that they do. And I feel like it's cool. All right. Anyway, next album, Little Sims.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
We like this one.
Off guard.
This
is a very good album. Yeah. Little Sims is amazing.
Yeah, no, this album was phenomenal. I didn't know what to expect going into it, but I listened to it. I listened to it not knowing, like, what to expect at all. And it was just, like, it was good. It was, like, the production was really, like, unique and interesting, I thought. Pretty much all, like, the lyrics of the songs have a great message behind them.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of I don't know, I just thought it was really solid overall. Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
No, not really.
Okay, because I'm gonna put it like here. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I agree.
Hold on, I unplugged my headset. Alright, we back.
Be back.
Okay, next up, we got a few Billy Woods albums to get through. I like Billy Woods. I feel like that should be fairly obvious if you know Billy Woods and you know Big Will.
Yep.
My favorite of the three was definitely Hiding Places. But I also listened to Aethiopes and Church this year. Hiding Places belongs like around here. And then Aethiop's just a little bit below. Probably like here. And then Church lower in that tier as well. And then alright, next up, did you listen to Absol's new project?
I did not. I didn't know there was one.
I really enjoyed Absol's new project. I thought it was way better than I was expecting it to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like about 5 times as good as I was expecting it to be. It legitimately, it hit me around the same level as like Freddie Gibbs did, I would say. Like I was very impressed. All right. Next up, the last Mike album. That would be probably like right here. Okay. Then all right, Mockroot by what the fuck? Mockroot by, is it Tigran Hamasyan? I think it is. Yep. That album, it's like prog as shit, but it's very cool. I don't know if I sent it to you. I sent it to a few people.
I think you may have, yeah.
Yeah, I likely did. If I had to guess, I'd put it like there. All right, then there was another fucking like emo rock album. It was like, okay. Belongs like here. All right, Taurus EP. This is one that if you haven't listened to, I know you would fuck with, Cam.
What'd you say?
Taurus EP by
Oh, is this fuck, what's the dude's name?
it's Logi. Lojii.
Yes, I've heard this.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I recognize that album art.
Yeah, no, it's a great. I really like it. I liked it a lot actually. All right. We have 6 left, Kim. We're almost done. All right, next up, Awakening, the last other Ichika Nito album that I listened to this year. Or I guess EP. It was solid. Put it like here. Then I listened to Down to Earth by Phonics as well, which if I told you it was like a Dilla-esque like soul sample beat tape, would you be surprised at all?
No.
Well, there you have it,
not even a
folks.
bit.
There you have it, folks. Not even a little bit. Don't believe me? Yeah, but I'd put it like right here. It was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, hey Finn,
Hello.
you want to talk about the Flaming Lips?
Sure. Let's talk about them guys. Sure.
Yeah. What did you So you like that album, right? You like the Soft Bulletin?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you enjoy what do you enjoy about it, buddy? Let's hear it.
It goes. You know the opening little goes.
That's right.
No, you got it.
And that's why.
Tell him, man.
Okay, no, okay.
And that's why.
All
That's
right.
all I gotta say.
No, you got it. You got
that's
it.
true.
Thanks, buddy. That was really impressive.
You're welcome.
Anyway, I'm putting it like here. Not below Metro. We can't do that. All right. Next up, Cam, this is the last album that I would say can challenge the super top tiers.
Okay.
You know what it is because there's only 3 albums left and we haven't talked about Endless by Frank Ocean yet.
Oh yeah, you did listen to this.
So now we're at Endless by Frank Ocean, which by the way is going right fucking here. Because
Yeah.
holy shit.
Yeah. This project is fucking insane. It's such a tragedy that it's not on streaming anywhere.
Yeah.
And I know why. I get why, but it's just so sad.
Yeah. But yeah, when I What is the name of the first real track, like after the intro? I sent it to you and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Cause that hit and I was like, oh, it was At Your Best. That's the name of the
Yeah.
track. That hit and I was like, oh my lord, I'm going to ascend to heaven.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, all right. Val, are you here?
Yeah.
You want to talk about Watsky?
Oh,
Hey, yo, we're
Yeah.
talking about Watsky? Hello?
I did listen.
I've been a massive Watsky fan for a lot of years.
Yeah,
but
guy's
this is
insane.
it was the first time I've recommended it to Will.
Yeah, I know you're a fan. I listened to X Infinity the other day
Mm-hmm.
as my last. There's one more album after this, but I have some things I want to say about it. So we'll go through this
Gotcha.
first.
I'm interested in what your opinions on X Infinity are.
I think. So I definitely need to listen to it again, but generally speaking, I think I enjoyed it. It didn't really like. Clearly, he's like clearly Watsky is like insane. He's very talented, but I think to really like understand it, I think I need to listen to it again. Because I listened to it and I was like, yeah, that was good the first time, but I didn't really like, nothing really like super stuck out to me. Kind of like the first time I listened to Aesop, but now I'm like really fucking with Aesop, so.
You should listen to Cardboard Castles. That's my favorite album of his.
I recommended him All You Can Do first.
Okay.
But Cardboard Castle might be a better like first Watsky album, honestly.
Okay, I might listen to that later then. We'll see. I probably will, because I probably want to listen to something tonight, because I haven't listened to anything so far this year and I feel bad. So I gotta change that.
Slow start.
It is a slow start, because last year on the first day I listened to like 5 albums.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Alright, so anyway. This Watsky shit goes like here, I think. Alright, last album that I listened to, or not second to last album that I listened to, but the last one on the list. Revolutionary Volume 1 by Immortal Technique. Now, what, you don't like it?
No, I mean this is a good album.
It's a great album, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just to hear
I
Kip say
heard
about
so I heard Dance with the Devil first before I heard this album.
Mhm.
And that song is like, what the hell? It's like it's very raw, first of all. But it's like raw and like intimidating, but it's very like, it tells like a really like gruesome story as well, which I think is it's interesting, because I feel like a lot of people in the music don't really go into that graphic of like detail,
Yeah, right.
But he was talking about like a whole like he was talking about like a whole experience of like being out on the streets, and like what you have to do to like survive out there even. But the whole rest of the album, Immortal Technique is really talented, by the way. He's a great like storyteller, I think. And a lot of the production on that album I really liked too. I thought it was pretty solid. I definitely want to listen to more of his stuff, because he's somebody I need to get through more of. I'd put it like here. All right, and with that, that's all of them. We did it.
We did it.
We did it, guys. It's done. Cam, you sounded done with this about 25 minutes ago, so.
I have been thinking about the fact that I have a couple chores I need to do around the house tonight, and I'm trying to avoid getting bitched out whenever I haven't done them yet.
You got it. You got it.
But I'm chill. I don't know. Do you want to do any sort of like?
Do you have other things you want to add?
Yeah, actually, there are a couple things that I can think of that. You didn't mention.
Sure.
So, first one I want to talk about, Gemini Rights.
Oh, I didn't listen to that actually.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of realized that like you and I had never talked about it.
Yeah.
So I kind of figured you hadn't listened to it.
No, I didn't listen to it.
This album's fucking great.
It's very good.
It is so good. Obviously everyone and their fucking grandma has heard Bad Habit.
I've heard that's like not even close to the best song on the album though.
It's not. It's a very good song. It's not even close to the best though. I'd say my favorite is probably Helmet is mine.
Really?
Okay.
Mine is Sunshine.
Sunshine is also very fucking good. I don't know. It's a very good album. It's super short. It's only like a half hour. It's like
Okay.
10 tracks.
Oh, so
it's a
I have no reason to have not listened to it then.
Correct.
You got
It is a very tight list. It is super good. What else? Looking through my list here. Oh, I guarantee you have absolutely nothing to say about this. I don't know, maybe Val does. Crash, Charlie XCX.
Oh yeah.
I was going to listen to it, but then I got buried under other things.
Yeah, so I was super fucking hyped for this album because Charlie's last two projects have been like two of my favorite albums ever. This kind of disappointed. Like it was okay, but it did not wow me in the same way a lot of her other stuff has. I still think that she's one of the most important artists in the actual pop sphere right now, just because she is actually pushing the envelope in a way that a lot of people aren't. So I just wanted to give at least a brief mention of that. What else have we got? Trying to find. Oh, you know what? I want to talk about this because I feel like, Will, you and I both will probably have similar things to say about this. So I kind of feel like I should list Houses Burning under my albums for this year.
Really?
Because even though I listened to it for 2021, I feel like, I don't know, it feels like when I go back and listen to it this year, it felt like a completely different project. Like, my opinion of it went up by a lot.
I need to re-listen to it as well.
Yeah, it's because obviously Zay was like one of my more anticipated albums of 2021, and it came out and I like didn't like it. I'm not really sure why I didn't like it, but when I went and listened to it again, it just kept getting better and better. To the point where like I actually would put it like in my top things that were released in 2021.
Interesting. Yeah, I guess I need to listen to it again, but I've kind of been listening to it like by proxy, just by listening to some of the singles off it.
Yeah.
And my opinion of those keeps going up, so.
And then I also want to give a shout out to an album that I know I'm like 90% sure Will hasn't listened to it. I think I might have recommended it to you in the past. Dragon New Warm Mountain, I Believe in You from Big Thief. These guys are really fucking good. In terms of like sort of like softer indie stuff, they're really like, I'd say they're just about the best out there. Two Hands and UFOF, both out of 2019, were like absolutely fucking phenomenal albums, and I think that they kept up very well this year. I'd be interested to see you listen to that and know what you think of it, because I really fucking like that album.
I've had them on my radar for a while, so that's something I could do soon then. Okay, well. Val, do you have anything you'd like to add?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Not at the moment.
I don't think if there's anything else.
That's the hard part, yeah?
We did
What's the
get
hard
through
part?
the hard part, that's true.
No, I said now for the hard part, right? Oh, wait, you're not doing a number ranking. You're just doing like two.
Everything's up there,
the
yeah.
top 20 here, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, because you've been ranking as you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just be sorting shit, and then I rank at the end. Yeah.
No,
okay.
if you want
I got
like
you.
I don't know if you want to hear, because this has been Will's opinions you're seeing directly. For my like, I don't know, let me think. I could definitely think of a top 5 from this year off the top of my head. Top 10 might take me a minute.
let's do a top 5. Just a top 5.
Okay. So like 1 and 2 already know. Forever Story and Love for Rent. Easy.
Yeah.
Going down to number 3. I'd honestly probably say... I'd say Mr. Morel. That's my number 3.
Yeah. Oh, I should do... Hold on. I'm going to make a quick top 10 of released in 2022.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say, like, Forever Story, Love for Rent, Mr. Morel.
And then...
I think I'd put D-Day next, honestly. For me.
Yeah, that tracks. Val, do you have a top 5?
Oh, yes, I do. Let's see. Let me find it real quick.
And what else came out this year? Wasteland came out this year, right?
Yup.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, my top 5 is weird as hell because I think it's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
what is this? It's 2 albums from this year, 3 albums from not this year. You got, I think at 5 I have Snow Globe Theory by Kill Bill the Rapper, and if you haven't listened to that, you should. It is very, very good. Because I think it was probably one of many albums I listened to this year that made me like sit down and go, that's for sure. Yep, right.
Yeah, no, right.
And that hit. 4 would be I don't know if either of you have ever listened to it. It's called The Normal Album by Will Wood, and I think there's always like one album I've listened to for like the 1 to 3 albums I listen to every year that like after I finish listening to it and is like I'm probably not going to think the same way about this album every time I listen to it. I'm going to think of I'm going to think a different way about it in that album every time, even though I've thought about it different every time. It's always been a really positive opinion, and what I take away from it is different. Number 3 is Super Good by Duckworth, because if you haven't if you haven't sat down and listened to any Duckworth album, you should do that. But if there's going to be an album you're going to sit down and listen to, Super Good is amazing. The transitions are super on point. It is really fucking groovy, and Duckworth is just an excellent rapper. Number 2 is actually The Car by Arctic Monkeys. It's very like extravagant, and when I saw that I didn't know they were coming out with an album this year until I obviously saw that this existed, and that made me super excited. And I was not even vaguely disappointed, because every time, like, there have been 3 different times where I go back to listen to a specific track on the album and I end up listening to the entire album for like hours. It is just that good. And then the only honorable mentions I have is Miss Morale and the Big Steppers at 6, Wasteland at 7, Sick at 8, Gemini Rights at 9, and then The Odd Couple by Gnarls Barkley, which honestly could be anywhere from like 10 to 3 on my list. But my number 1 is The Forever Story by Judd, because it's the fucking Forever Story by Judd. I don't know.
All right, I threw together a quick top 10 from this year, just based on like the list that I have here. And so if we go in order of the list I have here, it's the top 5 is Forever Story, Love for Rent, Melt My Eyes, Mr. Morale, and Learn to Swim, which I think I agree with. That's what I would put, I think. Then it's Wasteland, X-Files, the Chris Patrick, Sick by Earl Sweatshirt, Ghetto Gods, and D-Day. And then the honorable mentions would be it'd be Benny the Butcher and Joey Badass, which I think I agree with.
Yep. Mine is honestly just a fucking combination of your two, because thank you for reminding me that the car came out. I somehow completely forgot about that all of tonight. That album was fucking gas.
It was very good.
Yeah,
So,
no,
so I need
for
to
me-
listen to it then, is what I'm hearing.
Yes, you absolutely. do.
Yes.
Um,
100%.
but yeah, so 10 through 1 for me. Number 10, Soul Sold Separately. Then 2000, The Car. I'm surprised how low I ended up putting Melt My Eyes. I have Melt My Eyes at 7.
I
like
in like
when it
in
came
terms
out,
of,
I was convinced it was going to be my album of the year, and it just like
Exactly.
just kept listening to better things.
I was like, it's for the things I listened to this year, it didn't crack my top 20, which I felt bad about. Or I think it was 20 exactly. It was 20
Yeah.
exactly. But it was just like I think as I listened to more things that year, it just became like I think it's really good.
Mhm.
It's just I did not like it as much as I did when I first heard it. And I was like,
Yeah.
shit, that's how it
And
is.
then going up from that, I have Tana Talk at number 6. Like it just really stuck every time I went back and listened to it. It was fucking amazing. And then my top 5, Wasteland number 5, and then D-Day, and then top 3, Mr. Morale, Love for Rent, and then Forever Story was the best album this year. Forever
Yeah.
Story is
Mm.
I'd be shocked if we hear a better album than Forever Story in the next like 5 years.
I think
Mhm.
I don't know who the fuck is gonna top that.
the combination of I think the combination of Forever Story, Love for Rent, Mr. Morale, and Melt My Eyes is like a pretty solid. Like those are the 4 I think you put in top 4. Unless you have like, if you have something else at 4th, I'm not gonna complain. But I think you need 3 of those in top 3 at least.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of have said it a couple times throughout this. I think 2022 was one of the best years for music we've had in a long time.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
agree.
It was really fucking good, and I think the thing that I would attribute it to is that, like, you know, probably about partway through 2021 was when the world started to open up again after COVID. So everyone hit the studios and everyone had some shit to say. Like,
Yeah, low key. I think everybody
That's what
was
it was.
everybody was just sitting on those ideas, right?
exactly. Yeah. People
Yeah.
had like a year and a half to stew up their best fucking albums imaginable, and we got rewarded for it this year.
Yeah. Like holy shit, I almost couldn't keep up. This was such a good year for music.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And
honestly,
then I think
what's up? Wait, what's up?
I was just gonna say like looking forward, I think shit's still looking like really bright for the next few years. Like
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think 2023 is gonna be really good. Obviously we talked about like we're expecting a Tyler project.
Yup.
I think it's pretty reasonable to expect a Baby Keem project.
Mm-hmm.
West Side is gonna be
West
putting
Side
out.
Gun is gonna be putting out like 4 albums before he retires. He said that
Yeah,
Jesus
in true,
Christ.
in true Griselda fashion, you know.
yeah, of course. They're all gonna be like at least an 8 out of 10.
Yup.
You know what? I don't think there's been any news, but I think there's like a non-zero chance we get a Anderson .Paak album before,
Or at least before
year-end.
Silk Sonic, because I think Silk Sonic's dropping for sure.
Yeah,
For
I think that's been
yeah.
confirmed.
A solo Pack album would be ridiculous.
A
would
solo
be
Pack
ridiculous
album would be like the best
because-
thing to happen to this year.
because I think everybody took Ventura for granted, but like even before that, Oxnard.
Ventura for granted. Hello.
But here's the thing: I had to remind Will it existed. So,
That's crazy.
but it's because it didn't. The promo wasn't as crazy for Ventura versus Oxnard, right? Oxnard
Yeah.
had the Kendrick single. It had what was the other song? The other single. The one with Dr. Dre, but he's not like in the song. He was
Yeah, the one with
he had a
Dre.
couple lines.
Uh-huh.
Shit, I can't remember the name, but there's that one. Who are you? That's what it was called. That
And
song.
then that had the J. Cole feature too, didn't it?
Yes.
Oxnard
like
had,
that album-
it was a Trippy, right? That's the song.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, that
Trippy.
album was just fucking loaded.
Yeah, just a ridiculously good album. And then you have Ventura, which, I mean, any album that has the Andre 3K feature will do well, but it
Yeah.
helps that like Come Home might be like one of the greatest songs that has ever been played on my ears. It's
Yeah.
just so good, man.
So here's the
But yeah.
thing, right? Here's the thing, right?
Hmm.
No shade, no shade. Malibu's still better than both of them. Don't tell nobody
True.
I said that though.
True. What do you mean? It's
Okay,
literally
okay.
the truth. I think it would be rude for anyone to tell you that's not just because Malibu is just like Malibu Malibu has no skips.
That
I'm gonna be
Malibu's
honest.
crazy, yeah. All right, I'm gonna wait for Cam to get back before we. All right, hold on. He muted, but like we'll see if he comes back. But
Mhm.
unless you have anything else to say, I think this is just about the end. We went for literally like it's gonna be like 3 hours by the end of it. I'm gonna have to edit the two parts
Unedited?
together, and it's gonna be unedited besides me splicing the two parts together.
Right.
Why the fuck would I edit this shit? I don't want to.
I don't know.
I'm just gonna post it. Cause I'm clutch.
Bro's not editing. Bro's leaving it unedited, not because it deserves to be unedited, because they don't want to do that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Completely
It's
understandable.
literally just because I don't want to do it. Do I need another reason besides
Absolutely not.
Nah.
You really don't.
So you get it. Alright. Well, with all that being said, I think that's a good spot to end it on. Hopefully Cam comes back to say goodbye, but if he doesn't, I'll say goodbye for him. Wait, do we got like a Cumsil impression on deck or no?
I don't.
Okay, well,
I do not, unfortunately. Do you have a Cumsil impression on deck?
No,
Nah.
I don't. Josh, you don't got a Cumsil impression on deck?
Unfortunately, I do not. My only good one that I'm confident with is Bobby's one, but
Well, let's do one of those quickly then. What you got? Let's hear it.
Hey guys, how's it going? I actually do not listen to music. Fuck you.
Yeah, no, you got it. You got it. Okay.
Pretty on point, actually.
Yeah, low key. No, he got it. Okay.
Yeah, did you know that Manai does not know what a discography is?
We learned that the other day. He doesn't know what a discography is. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Josh,
Yo.
what's your top 5 albums on the year, buddy?
Oh god. I don't know. I really liked I really liked Big Steppers.
Yeah, that was good.
That's probably my album of the year. To be honest.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
it's
in
kinda
all of our top 5s, I think. Maybe except for Val.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
that
I think
that
I know
album was some of his best work in like a long time.
Yeah, it's great.
Like wow. Just all of it, really.
Yeah, shit is like very impressive, I think. Anyway, I'm trying to stall for Cam to get back, but I don't think he's coming back. So goodbye from Big Will. Goodbye from Camsil19. Goodbye from Val.
Goodbye.
Finn was here. Eden was here for a little bit. He said some shit, then he left. Not really related to anything. Josh, thanks for being here, chilling the whole time. I know you were just sitting here
good.
muted for most of the time listening, but
Yeah, I was just listening. I was just tuning in.
yeah. I hope it was at least enjoyable to listen to.
It was very enjoyable. I liked it a
Alright.
lot.
Well, with that being said, maybe I'll record another video soon, maybe not. If I do, consider yourselves blessed. Goodbye.